With weight testing complete and rubber tread added, Mike's ready to attach the legs to the chassis.
It's an exciting moment. This is when we bring the legs over and I get to integrate them with the rest of the all-terrain vehicle. This is going to get dangerous. We all have to stand back. We all have to be very careful.
Attaching the advanced legs is no easy task. So with help from Terry the Toolman, they adjoin all 6. And soon they're ready to move forward.
All right. The last leg is on. Ready to go.
All the components have proven successful on their own. But with the chassis weighing in roughly 20% heavier than planned, the robot beast's ability to stand is still very much in question.
We don't know right now if this thing's going to be able to stand up. We don't know if the motors are going to be strong enough. We don't know if the legs are going to break. We don't know if the batteries are going to supply enough power.
Now, with all the components finally in place, it's time for the first full integration test of the future of all-terrain vehicles.
If everything on here works right the first time, I'll be very surprised. This is a really crucial test. It's the first one where all the systems come together. Everything's in question right now. The drivetrain, are the motors going to be strong enough?
The excitement brews in the warehouse as Terry uses a forklift to raise the beast up.
Oh,
yeah.
And now, for the first time, the team can finally see just how massive this vehicle truly is.
Once you get back and look at the sheer scale of this thing, it looks mean. It looks like something that would be on the moon.
And now for the moment of truth.
Yeah. Yikes.
But as they go for their first baby steps,
holy moly. What was that?
a catastrophic result. The 6x6 crashed hard enough to bash poor Rex's brains in.
Our Rex is dead right now. The brains are gone. Something's wrong.
With the 6x6 showing no signs of life, this build is officially dead in its tracks.
There is absolutely no way we can get this vehicle to walk. It's the brain.
Coming up, things go from bad to worse. Will this deadline be blown?
That the smoke?
That was the smoke.
The prototype this team is changing the way we travel by constructing an all-terrain vehicle capable of carrying a person, and they replaced all of the wheels with 6 cutting-edge legs. Unfortunately, with only 4 days left before their public unveiling in an open field, the guys hit a roadblock just as integration started. Attempting to stand for the first time, the Rex had a major malfunction that left the robot's brains damaged beyond repair.
So right now we have a lifeless Rex, some neural pathway shot.
After diagnosing the situation, the team determines the only solution is emergency brain surgery, which will cost more precious time, something they're running out of. A spare brain from another Rex is rushed in, and the transplant begins. They work through the night and all through the next day.
By the end of the day today, this thing's going to be walking around. There's just no options. There's no alternative to that.
After a day's delay, the brain has been successfully transplanted, but it's still showing no signs of life, confounding even whiz kids Zaz and Hal.
We're just basically troubleshooting right now, ripping it apart, plugging in other spare known working components, trying to find out what's gone bad.
But sometimes the solution isn't as complicated as it seems, and this fix is as simple as hitting a button.
Oh, darn, it did work.
Oh, yeah, the double reboot. Yeah. You'll have to do that sometimes.
And with a double reboot of the system, the brain resets itself, and they're back up and running. Buoyed by their newfound success, the team is eager to continue making strides, but their machine continues to misbehave. Trying to set up a leg test, they're encountering a serious control problem. When Hal applies resistance, the motor controllers give out, and the legs seize up.
It's overloading.
Wait, so you're saying that controller's timing out?
The controller's timing out because it's overloading.
If you resist the spinning of the motor, then it starts to draw more current to try and push against your resistance and keep spinning. If this leg can't resist Hal pushing it, it definitely can't lift the whole vehicle.
But the solution isn't nearly as clear. As the day winds down, the team is still confounded.
This could be a problem that we can fix with some kind of setting of the motor controllers, so it could be an easy fix, or it might be worst case scenario, we have to replace all of these motor controllers and go with completely different ones.
Then, as Hal applies pressure one last time, the worst case scenario hits.
Oh! Is that the smoke?
That was the smoke.
One of the motor controllers completely burns out, leaving this build stuck in reverse with only 2 days left to finish.
The motor controller just blew up. It is the end of the day, and we're dead in the water.
I would say at this point, the prospects of making the big finale on Friday are very, very slim.
With this crushing blow, the outlook is bleak. With one motor controller officially down for the count, there's no way to successfully control the 6x6. The guys head home for the night with more questions than answers, and only 1 day on the island before the final demonstration. And first thing the next day, the guys send out a distress signal.
At this point, with 1 day left, we're not leaving everything up to just the expertise in the group.
Coming to the rescue is an old friend of Zaz's, electrical vehicle expert, Peef Sato.
Thanks for coming by. Called this guy Peef. He's a friend of ours, really smart guy, knows all kinds of things about high current, high voltage applications. He's going to diagnose our system, and if there's something that's not working, we're going to get rid of it, put something in that works.
Zaz gives Peef a tour of the damage, and the technobabble starts to fly.
Something like 6.7 ounce inches per amp. Torque curve.
Even staring failure dead in the face, our team is undeterred.
I want to see this thing stand up and walk around and have the pitter-patter of giant feet on the ground. It's too cool of a project to get thrown down by an electrical issue. We can do this. I know we can do this.
So the intrepid troop rallies for one final try. With time running out, the faulty motor controllers will be bypassed.
Dismembering complete.
For this test to be successful,